Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Children's Church. I'm so glad to have you here with me. We're on time this week and we're back in our very own classroom with our map, which I know the other one was kind of more colorful and bigger, but this one I can put stickers on, so benefits. We are jumping way forward. We're jumping from Old to New Testament, and we're jumping into the book of Luke, chapter 10, and we're starting at verse 25. Are you guys ready? Yes! Oh, I always pretend to listen. It always gets me when Miss Ashley does that. Just then an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus, saying, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" That's a hard sentence. "What is written in the law?" he asked them. "How do you read it?" He answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." Let's go over that one. I like it a lot. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. "You've answered correctly. Do this and you will live." But wanting to justify himself, he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus took up the question and said, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho," somewhere between those two dots, "and fell in the hands of robbers. They stripped him, beat him, and fled, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down that road. When he saw him, he passed on the other side. In the same way, a Levite, when he arrived at the place, saw him and passed by on the other side of the road. But a Samaritan on his journey came up to him, and when he saw the man, he had compassion. He went over to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring olive oil and wine." Yes, that actually did make sense in context. "Then he put him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said, 'Take care of him. When I come back, I'll give you more for whatever else you spend.' Which of these 3 do you think proved to be a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" "The one who showed mercy to him," he said. And Jesus said, "Go and do the same." So this is what I like to call a red letter story, but actual scholarly people call a parable. It means it's a story Jesus told to teach a lesson. Basically the same way Pastor Jim tells a story to help us understand his sermon. Jesus did the same thing. We've been doing the same thing for thousands of years, teaching one thing by telling another. That's actually what I'm doing right now, but that's not the point. So, why was it important that it was a Samaritan? Because those people didn't like each other. The Samaritans kept attacking the Jewish people, and the Jewish people would attack back. This was a hundreds of years long conflict. So to say a holy man walked by and ignored the Jewish man on the road, a music minister walked by who was also a holy man and ignored the man on the road, but his enemy stopped and bandaged his wounds and did the best he could at the time. Pouring wine on olive oil sounds weird now, but alcohol has some disinfectant properties, and olive oil would have helped coat the wound and help the skin heal after. That's not the point. He did his best, and it's actually not the worst thing he could have done. But he did not only his best for the time, but then he went above and beyond. He didn't just show mercy, he showed love. He cared about this person he should technically hate, and he did more than would have been required of him to take care of him. And Jesus asked us to go and do the same. There's a lot of ways we can do that in our world. The internet is a blessing and a curse. We all know that. Well, okay, you guys don't, but your parents are watching with you and they're probably nodding. But it also gives us great opportunity to go and do the same for others. And please don't go on the internet without your parents' supervision. But with their help, I bet you could find something you can do to go and do the same for others. To show mercy, to show love, the way Jesus told us to. That's not really the point of the lesson. The point of the lesson was, this is what we were told to do. That's in red letters. Christianity is based on Jesus Christ. In his words, even our enemies are someone we should bandage and do more than what is expected to care for them, because that's who we are. Not who they are, not what they believe, who we are, and who we choose to be. That's what I want you guys to remember this week. You get to choose who you are. You get to choose how you treat people. Do your best, and I love you very much, and I'll see you next week. Oh, I almost forgot. Add a sticker to our map. Let's do a green one this time, and we'll put it right between Jericho and Jerusalem. So we started in Egypt, and then we were in the desert. Now we're on the road between Jericho and Jerusalem. And I almost mixed their names right up together. I'll see you guys next week for another Across the Map adventure.